Hello, hello, welcome to day 12 of the 100-Day Project and to Mass Make March. I'm switching gears from the 12 by 12 paper pad makes to some jelly prints. I love making jelly prints. I think you just kind of get in the groove and you just kind of make, and you never know what you're going to get. Some turn out way better than others. But what's fun with jelly prints is you can always try and print on top of the not so great print. And you can also use those for other things, which I'll show you later on. So if you have a gel print, you're going to need some inks. I am using Distress ink. It's not honestly the best for your jelly, whatever it's called, pad. It gets kind of weird. You'll see with this orange. But I still use it because I have it, and yeah, a lot of my acrylic paint is kind of dried up and icky. So I do have some acrylic paint, and I also pull out some golden paint that I purchased a long time ago for a class that I took. So those are the paints. I know there's full videos on which paints to use. I'm just honestly using what I have. And I encourage you to do that as well. And you'll see when I put this orange paint from the Distress paint, I think this Rusty Hinge, it doesn't go on so well. But man, it's all good. It looks a little scary, but it'll all work. Okay, so I'm going to show you some of my jelly printing, and then I'll show you the ones that I liked, the ones that were misses, and then we're going to kind of talk about things that you can do with both. And I made a freebie. It's not just a one-pager either. It's like 8 or 10 pages. It's pretty big. And I'm going to use or show you different techniques with jelly prints. And if you don't have a jelly print plate, is that what it's called? You can use the digital that I made for the same effect. So I'm really excited. I think this will be fun. I think there's going to be a couple jelly print videos today and tomorrow for sure. Just because I have a couple projects I wanted to make. Okay, so yeah, let's dive in. So the technique that I was working on today is the one with the stencil, where you put one color down, you put your stencil, you remove the color from inside or the showing parts of the stencil, like I did here, so I have the dots, and then take your stencil off, add another color, and then pull your print, so that you would have two different colors on the same print. That's what I was working on. I was playing around just with paint and color combos. Like I said, the Distress paint isn't the best for the jelly print, but that I have quite a bit of it, so I was giving it a try. I'm sure some of the prints would have turned out differently with better paints. But yeah, and also different papers. There's a lot of trial and error when it comes to jelly printing and different materials. And I just kind of do it for fun. If I was trying to do it seriously, then I would probably look more into different materials. The other thing is the brayer that I was using was too small for this jelly pad, so I get my larger brayer and use that. This one, it kept putting little streaks in my print. So here I'm trying some golden paint, and some of the colors worked well, and it was surprising because this is expensive paint, but some of them did the beading up thing or the icky thing like the Distress paint. I was kind of surprised. It kind of bubbled. Yeah, and these stencils here, I think my husband got them a couple years ago on Amazon. They were a Christmas gift. And some of my favorite prints were from that rectangle and then the circle one. Yeah, they turned out really cool. And hint, some of the prints using that stencil are part of the freebie. Like this blue went on beautifully. It looked like it should when put onto a jelly print. or a jelly plate. Yeah, it's just, you never know. I don't know. It's interesting. I think this one, yeah, this one went on all weird, gunky, and it's the same age. I bought them at the same time, just different colors. And the yellow, very strange. I don't know enough about the Gelli Print or itself or jelly pad to know why. Like that one was one of the beginnings of a cool one. Some of the ones that I didn't like as much, I did try and have another print and kind of see if that would help. Some of them it worked and some of them it didn't. But I still used my not so great prints with my dies. So I made leaves and what else did I make? I used my Tim Holtz file folder and specimen. I used a lot of dies afterwards to use for a later item. And it looks great. Like you wouldn't know that it was a horrible print. It just looks like color and it's really cool. And I'll show you those later. Here I'm using some deli paper that I cut down. Not impressed with that one. I guess it's a good background to try again. I'm telling you, you never know what you're going to get. Some are like, oh, well, that was a surprise. And some are, oh, that was a surprise. And then I also printed on some envelopes, and I think these are some of my favorites. You can use these in a journal. Love how that looks. Very cool. And I also printed on glassine paper, glassine bags, as well as Tim Holtz, what does he call it? The collage paper, the tissue paper, as well as the Dina Wakley tissue paper. Here's another envelope. It looks so cool. I love it. Would have been cool to have a background color and then pull. There's the deli paper again. That one wasn't so bad. I think the Dina Wakley paper is coming up. Man, I tried and tried, but the prints I kept doing on the Dina Wakley did not look so wonderful. Yeah, here's the Dina Wakley tissue paper. And I thought, oh, it would be neat on top. Because you can paint on these, you know, they're collage paper, so. But, yeah, nothing really there. Give it another go, and it didn't quite get there. This is some old book page. Here we go again. Tried it again. Just looked like a bunch of orange. It didn't really look so great. Back to my rectangle. See if that will help. And just a few rectangles on the page. So now I'm trying to mix some colors. This is another one from the husband from Christmas a couple years ago. It came in a pack of like 10 stencils. Pretty cool. And again with the tissue paper. Yeah. Then I was thinking maybe I should have printed it on the back side so that the letters were still the prominent thing. I don't know. I might try again. Oh, and here's some Dina Wakley masks. The masking part on the paper didn't look so great, but the ink that went on the bugs and the birds looked really cool. Like that looks really fun. But here I try and do a print with thinking, oh, well, I'll pull up the butterfly image. Not really. Yeah, no. Ay, ay, ay. That color's fun. It has a shimmer to it. That one's getting there. That one turns out okay in the long run. Oh, and too much paint. Yikes. back to the envelope. And look at that one, another favorite. It's very cool. Love it. Love, love that one. Okay, so let's take a look at the prints. Some of them turned out pretty cool. Some of them not so much. That one looks pretty good. This one not so much. Not so much. I like that one. I like this one. Not so much. This one's pretty cool. Yeah. There were some really cool ones, and yeah, not so much. That one's not bad. Those I use for rolling. Some deli paper and envelopes. Glassine bag. Tim Holtz tissue paper. Another one. That one isn't so bad. This one, I like the section of the rolling part. I think it would look cool with the cluster, so I keep it. So right now I'm sorting. I like, I don't like, I need to add things to, that kind of a thing. Love that one. And I love this one. I think those are my two absolute favorites. Okay, so now I'm going to use some of my prints to make some different things. This one is deli paper, and I'm going to make it look like a coin envelope. And I'm just going to glue the sides and fold the bottom down, and I basically have a coin envelope, which I think will be fun to use. I also made some coin envelopes in the freebie for you. I don't think it's this pattern. It's a different one from an 8.5 by 11 page, but it's pretty cute. Another thing you can do with your jelly prints is turn them into envelopes. So one of the prints that I liked, I'm cutting it down, and I'm going to use my envelope punch board to make this into an envelope, and then I can use that as an embellishment in a junk journal. I think that's pretty fun. And then after I inked my edges, I pulled out some stamps and some permanent ink, and I inked over the top of the envelope, and I think this turned out really cool too. I think it just gives another layer of interest. Of course, you can still embellish this envelope again with actual different bits and pieces of lace or whatever, but for the envelope itself, I think this made it look really cool. I had to be careful because some of the ink, or the paint, I mean, made it so that this ink took longer to dry, so I had to be careful not to smudge. So I had to set it aside and actually let it dry, and I think I took my heat tool to it also. Okay, so now I wanted to show you the things that I used my Gelli prints for, and I'm going to show you the freebie. Okay, so like I said, I made some envelopes. Here's a closer look at this one. Now that it's all dry, I think it looks really cool. I mean, it could be a fold out in a journal, could be a tuck spot. You could paper clip it, all of the things with envelopes. There's another one. Did some stamping. You can see here that I smudged it. Like I was saying, the ink took a while to dry. I eventually took a paper towel and just dabbed off the wet ink. This one I think looks really cool. Made this into a coin envelope. I love this ledger stamp from Tim Holtz, really cool. And here's another one. Made just a small coin envelope. Really fun. All right, and then I took my not so wonderful pieces and I did some die cutting. So one of the brown ones that were just brown, pretty much, I made into fall leaves, little foliage. And I think this would look really cute with a cluster. And you can, I mean, yeah, I think it looks great. This one I did die cutting. And there's another one. So some of the kind of boring pieces, like that's going to be a great background for a label. Little tags. Here's another little one. What else do we have? We have tabs. We have itty bitty butterflies. And flowers. Yeah, I spent a ton of time die cutting after the Gelli print session. All right, so then those are my small itty bitty bits in there. This didn't line up well, but I think if I cut it and use half of it, it would look good. And here's the bits that came out of there. I think these would be a cute little dangly embellishment with a number or something. Circles. I'm going to show you what we'll do with circles in another video. And this one has a bunch of things. Used the Tim Holtz, here, this die set to make this. And then he has a label where you're supposed to ink the label die. I think this is actually the roll off. I don't think it's because it's my cardstock. So yeah, I think it's, that one looks cool. Really fun. So just a little funky labels and backgrounds. Here we have a couple specimen slides. I did like this one. And there's this one. Pretty cool and funky. Blue. There's that. This one with some of the words. And some more viewfinders. And then I made some little leaf twig things. It's a lot of die cuts that I can use. So that's a mass make just in itself, die cutting. And then let me show you the freebie that I made. So you can also, if you don't have a gel print, you can also kind of join in and make envelopes if you wanted, etc. Okay, so first I'm going to show you the pages and then show you the freebie. So I made this collage using lots of the Gelli prints that I made, and I thought it turned out really, really cool. So I scanned this in, and I'll show you in a second, and this is one of the pages for the freebie. And then this one of my favorites, this one also I scanned in. I was in a green mood. And then there's one, different colors, and even though it's dark, I did this one too. Okay, so here is the scanned version. Here's the original. And here's the scan. Doesn't that look cool? So now you can print this out and you can make envelopes, or you can do whatever. Die cut, etc. Right? You can, and then use it multiple ways, multiple things, tags, etc. And here's this one. And it looks like it has texture, but it's just a print. That one. And I left all the grungy bits, right? And that, like this one has grungy bits. Just thought it was really cool. And this one I think turned out really well as a print. And then I said, okay, well, what if they don't have a die cut to make a coin envelope? Maybe they want a coin envelope. So here's coin envelopes with all of the different Gelli prints. And that one, of course. And then I made some tags, and that is the freebie. Pretty fun. So you can get this in my coffee shop. I'm gonna get these. And then if you want to make, I mean, you can even use these and then make your own collage using them. You can die cut them. I'm gonna use them for a layered pocket, and then I'm going to make some circle little tuck spot things. So I'm going to use them, I think, now that I'm talking about it, probably in the next 2 videos for mass makes. So if you want to grab the freebie, and then yeah, we'll make a couple things using these. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to use the freebie. I don't know. We'll see how the mood strikes me. All right, so I hope you enjoyed the Gelli printing mass make, and grab your freebie, and I'm excited. We're going to make a couple things. Yeah, if you have questions, comments, I'd love to hear them, and have a wonderfully crafty day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.